Hello everyone, welcome back to the Algebra 51, Solving the Mysteries of Algebra. Today we're talking in section 2.2, the slope and the rate of change. Let's put that in blue here. And if we see what we can right here, slope and a range of change. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're given 2 points. Here's one and here's one. And using these 2 points here, we're going to use it to find the slope, which is m. And m, the slope, is written as rise over run. That's how it's written. Now, in order to find the slope, and here's the equation, which is y2 minus 1 over x2 minus x1. And if you see right here, you have y1, y2, you plug them in. And then right here you have x2 and x1, and they're plugged in right here. And that gives you, that's just rise over run. It shows where the x2 goes up. It's shown, and you find that by subtracting. Now be aware, I'm going to show you one right here real quick. Beware, because sometimes you have negatives involved. When you have a negative involved, that tells you, especially if it's the x1 or the y1 right up here, if you're subtracting a negative, you're actually adding a positive. So let's start with this first problem here. We broke down, we got the x1 is here, and we have the x1 right here. Okay? Now we have the y1, which is right here, and we have y1 right here. We broke it apart, put all our variables. And we have x2 right here, and we put x2 right here. These two are, this is x2, and that's written, and it's written in its right variable. Next, you got y2, which is 2, and there's y2, that's 2. We got all our variables lined up, ready to use our slope intercept, which is rise over run, which is these variables here, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, and we plug them all in. y2 is 2, y1 is 0, that makes that easy, right? And then you have x2, which is 1 right here, and then you have x1, which is right here, which is negative 2. Now, what's going to happen is, you notice right here, I have a negative and another negative. So really, that becomes a positive. So if you come down here, it's 2 minus 0 over 1 plus 2, because that turned into a plus 2 because of this right here. And it becomes 2 over 3. And that's your slope, 2 over 3. Right here. And when we plot it, we start at one of the points. We just give a known point, and one of the known points is, and this is a good one here I like to use. I like to use this because this 0 means it's going to intersect into a line. It makes it very easy to move. You got your x1, which you just back up to, and then you don't have to go up anywhere because it's 0 here on the 1, see? So you're going up 1, 2, and then you're going over 1, 2. This is right. Your rise is the 1 and the 2, right? This is your 2. That's your rise. And then your run, let's do this, it's going to be 1, 2, and 3, and that's where they intersect. See the 3 right here? You're going to put it right there. Now the next step is going to be, now that you have this point here, you place that point there, and then you just draw your line straight across, and that gives you your line. Now, if you look at this line, it's going upwards. See, it's going up, not down. So that means it's a positive slope, and you know that's a positive slope because you got a positive 2/3 here. And here you go. These are different directions. You got a positive slope here. That's what that looks like. A negative slope looks like this. It's going downhill. You have a zero slope, which is just a horizontal line straight across. And many people say it this way. They will say no slope or undefined slope. And both of these are correct. And that's basically a vertical line. If you're falling off a cliff, there is literally no slope. You're going straight down. So that's why they say no slope sometimes. Okay? Now, this is a little bit tricky. This next problem is going to be a little bit tricky. Which line is the steepest? You're given two lines here, and then you're going to have to find I went too far. You're going to have to find the slope of each line, and whichever slope is bigger, that's the steepest. So we start off with our first line. Now, I've already written it out, but I'm going to walk you through it. We plug in everything. We plug in 5 minus 0, and we plug in 1 minus 0. Remember, this is your y. We're just doing line 1 right now. This is your x1. This is your x2. So it's x2 minus a negative 1, which gives you a positive 1, because your minus negative becomes positive. On the top, you have this is your y2 minus your y1. So it's 5 minus 0. So the slope is 5 over 1, which is 0, which is 5. So that's your slope for line number 1. This is line 1. Your slope is going to be 5. Okay? Now, we go to the next one. The next one. We got line 2, and I'm going to write this one down here because we just have to have a place for it. So we're going to say line 2, which is 2 and 4, and these are the 2 points now that make this line. 2 points create a line. 7. There we go. Now we're going to slide on up here. Here's your x2 and your x1. Well, there's your x2, and there's your x1. So that becomes 3 minus 2. That's what that is, 3 minus 2. x2 minus x1. Next, you got on the top, you got your y2 right here, and you got your y1 right here. And that becomes 7 minus 4. When you subtract it all out, you get 3 over 1, and your slope is 3. Now, which one has the bigger slope? Obviously, line 1 has line 1. So line 1 is the steepest line. It goes up a little higher. That right there is 2.2. Thank you.